I am going to share my screen. Take one more look here in the waiting room. Okay, so we're going to go to, I already have somebody saying this, how many sounds are in here. So here's your new lesson for today. We're working on A when it's almost to the end. There's a consonant and then a silent T. But we're going to get there in a minute. First, let's do our phonemic awareness warm-up. How many sounds put in the chat are in the word bed? Bed. How many sounds in bed? Yes, bed is b, e, d. Bed is 3 sounds. How many sounds in dress? Dress. Put it in the chat so I can see how we're doing. Very good. So dress is a little tricky. You probably already know how to spell dress, but when we're doing these phonemic awareness warm-ups, I want you to put the spelling of the word out of your brain, because sometimes 2 letters will work together to make one sound. Like dress has 2 S's at the end. They're only going to make one sound, right? So dress has d, s, 4 sounds. I wonder why I always count with my thumb first, because that 4th finger is impossible to lift up. I'm going to try to start with like a normal person and put my pointer finger up first. So dress has 4 sounds in it. 5 letters, but 4 sounds. How many sounds in bread? Okay, most of you are getting it. Bread, b. Okay, b, d. Has 5 letters when you look at it, but only 4 sounds. B, d. Bread, 4 sounds. So phonemic awareness is extremely important for us to develop without print, without getting the print in our minds at all. So our minds can just organize the sounds. When you can organize the sounds and isolate them, strip them off from each other, then you can go and plug in a grapheme that matches that sound. The sounds are called phonemes. The letter that represents that sound is called a grapheme. When you can get those phonemes separated, then you can attach the grapheme to it, and your spelling will skyrocket and your reading will become so much easier. So our phonemic awareness warm-up is super important. Okay, so our new reading rule is, so we're on A month, and when A comes almost to the end of the word, it's 3rd from the end, and then there's a consonant at the end. Consonant is any letter that's not a vowel. So when there's an A and then a consonant and then a silent E, a final E, that A is going to make its long sound. It's a shortcut. So here are the vowels, by the way. You probably have noticed these before. Your vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and Y. You probably learned in school that it's sometimes Y. That's true, but it's most of the time Y. Y is a vowel most of the time. It's only a consonant if it's the first letter. If it's anywhere else in the word, it's going to be a vowel. W is also a vowel sometimes, so we'll get there in W month. Okay, so if an A is followed by a consonant, which is any other letter that is not one of these, and then an E at the end, that A is going to make its long sound, A. E's at the end are almost always silent. Very few exceptions. Sometimes you'll see an exception in very short words with E at the end not being silent, such as me, be, she. Sometimes if they have 2 E's at the end of a very short word like tree, free. But when it's at the end of most words, even some multi-syllable words like maybe, it'll say its long sound, but probably 90% or more of the time, E is at the end, it's going to be silent. You can pretty much count on E being silent unless it's a very, very short word. Okay, so for our shortcut, we're going to look at all of these A's at the end. Here's a bunch of examples. Let me get my annotation back. So here is an A at the end. within silent E. So you don't even have to, you don't have it follows the tap 2 rule, right? Because here is one of the next two letters. 1, 2 is another vowel. So yes, that A is going to say its name. It follows the tap 2 rule, but if you can recognize this as an A consonant final E, then you'll know the shortcut, the reading hack. And that's what all of these are going to have today. Well, most of them. So this is going to be silent. Here's a long A because there's a consonant E, silent. Here's a long A because here's a consonant, silent E. And here's a long A because here's a consonant, silent E. Okay, so let's go through these one at a time and improve our reading skills. Okay, so we're going to circle our vowels. So I'm going to do the first one, then you can try the second one. I mean, you can try them both, but this one I'm going to walk you through. So we're going to circle our vowels. There's one. There's one. I know the reading hack for this one already. It's going to be an A consonant, silent E. So this one we have to figure out. We're going to do the tap 2 rule. 1, 2, no. Neither one is not another vowel. So no, that A is not going to say its name. It's going to say its short sound, ah. So that word is D, A, A. Da, pain. Da, pain. You try it on your number 1. Circle the vowels. We already know the shortcut for this one. Go ahead and figure out what that A is going to say. Okay, so when we pencil read that word, it's going to sound like this. A. You only need one dot underneath a double consonant. Tap, ate. And when you blend it together, tapate. Tapate. How'd you do? Nice, nice. Tapate. Let me look at you for a second. Well, I'm going to do one more and I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so number 2. Oh, look at this. We recognize our AI, don't we, guys? From our last week, we're going to mark that with a long A sound. Yay, shortcut. And here's another shortcut. 2 shortcuts in this word. A consonant, silent E says its name. So let me pencil read this one. A, N, D, A. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how to read this if that word seemed really long to try to remember all of those sounds. Okay, so I'm going to grab the first 3 sounds. Tray. Then I'm going to add the N. Train. I'm going to add the D. Trained. I'm going to add the A. Train day. And I'm going to add the T. Train date. Train date. Okay, let's try yours. Number 2. Here is your vowel team that you know a shortcut for already. So this is what this would sound like. I'm going to do just the first 3 sounds. Pray. I'm going to grab the N. Prain. I'm going to grab the D. Prained. I'm going to grab the A. Prain day. And I'm going to grab the P. Prain day. Okay, I would love for you to put in the chat real quick how these first 2 are going. I want to get a feel for if we are moving too fast, if it's like, whoa, slow down. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, good to know, because I want to know if I'm going too fast, right? Good. Wow, it's going good. You guys are such fast learners. My goodness, this is amazing. So if some people who are brand new are saying that they need a little bit of help, but don't you worry, it's going to get a lot easier. The people who are saying good, this is like their 3rd or 4th time, 4th, maybe even 5th. So When it's just your first or second, it seems a little overwhelming, but it gets a lot easier, right, guys? I wanted to show you something real quick before we moved on from this this 2-letter blend right here. You know, I was talking about the importance of getting each sound organized in your brain during our phonemic awareness warm-up. That is because spelling and reading will be a struggle unless that happens. So there's been research that the National Institutes of Health has organized over 39 countries, I believe, over the last over 40 years about how, so the head of that research, his name is Reed Lyon. Let me just show you my face a little better here. So Reed Lyon, has the organizer of that 40-year research study, has said, I think I can quote him, said the core and causal factor of all reading struggles is due to a lack of phonemic awareness skills. And phonemic awareness is all auditory. It's not visual. So you can look at a word and you can know that the T says T and the R says and the A says A. That will make reading and spelling fluent and not a struggle. So what happens when you're lacking phonemic awareness is the sounds get muddled. That's why train turns into train. This turns into a CH, right? Like, are we going to take the train? Train. So when you go to spell train, you're like, it's a CHR, right? Right? So sounds get muddled unless you can learn to recognize that TR is it's a TR blend. And we're going to be working a lot on that. Okay, so somebody is lost. Good to know. Having problems with how many sounds. We're going to work on that a lot. So I wanted to mention that this is train. So when you're enunciating that word, you're going to say train clearly and not train. Okay, we're going to say our sounds super clearly so that reading and spelling, especially, will be more organized and come easier to you. Okay, so we're going to work on that. So I'm going to go to 3 and I'm going to do an example, and I'm going to go nice and slow this time, okay? Because there's some people who are just struggling a little bit. So we're going to go slow this time. So I'm going to circle all my vowels. Here are my vowels up here. A, E, I, O, U, and Y most of the time. I'm going to circle that A better so that you can try to blow it up, Adama. Was it you that requested the blow up on the page? I think so. But it's hard still to get it all nice and neat so that your word doesn't get super messy. Okay, so here is my reading hack for today. The reading hack for today is that when A is almost to the end of the word and there's a consonant after it with a silent E, you're not going to hear the silent E, and the A is going to say its name, A. That's our reading hack. A is almost to the end, consonant final E, A says A. Your brain is going to learn to identify that as a unit, and it will read it a lot easier as you learn to recognize it. So this A, I'm going to do the tap 2 rule. Tap the next 2 letters. 1, 2. Is either one of them another vowel? Here are our vowels up here, A, E, I, O, U, and Y. No, they're both S's. Neither one of them is another vowel. So no, that A is not going to say its name. It's going to say its regular sound, A. That curve right there, that's called a brev, and that's what you use to mark the short sound, which is A. So I know that that A is going to say A, that A is going to say A, that E is going to say nothing. And if you can read the vowels, you can read the word. So that's why we focus on a vowel every single time you're in class. A whole vowel gets a whole month. We're focusing on the vowels. You probably know the sounds of all the consonants. If not, you can ask me. So now we know the sounds of all the vowels in this word, so now we can read it. We're going to go slow. Class. Now I'm going to hear I'm going to add the A. Place. I'm going to add the N. Placing. Placing. So hopefully that's getting a little easier. And hopefully for those of you who are saying good, yes, I'm getting it good, easy. Now it's turning into great. Yeah, you know, I've really got this. So let's try it on number 3. Go ahead and circle your vowels. Mark them. Pencil read this word. It's am, fram, adding the A, frame, adding the T, framate. Did you get it? Nice, nice. Okay, let's do number 4. I'm going to circle the, I'm going to circle the vowels. Well, I know this one, I can recognize it. It's almost to the end. It's got a consonant and there's a silent D at the end. So that's going to say A. So I'm going to pencil read it. So SH says sh. It's voiceless. So SH is a voiceless sound. You can't, so there's no voice box working. When you put the palm of your hand next to your throat, you will not feel any vibrations. There's no vocal cords working. It's not sh or sh. It's not, it's just only air, just sh. That's the pure, true sound of that digraph. So a digraph is 2 letters that make one sound, usually consonants, like CH, TH, SH. TCH is a trigraph because di means 2, tri means 3. Graph is a letter in Latin, so 2 letters that make one sound is a digraph. Okay, back to my screen. So here's my, okay, this was circled. This was circled with a long A because I already know that one. Okay, so I'm going to tap 2. 1, 2. Nope, it is short. Okay, so now I'm sounding out. Sh, sham, adding the A. Shame, adding the B. Shamabe, easy at the end or silent. Okay, let's do yours. Okay, when we pencil read it, so this CH is another voiceless sound. No H, it's another digraph that I was telling you about. It's also called a grapheme because it's a representation of a sound. So CH is just ch. When you pencil read this word, it sounds like this. Ch, n, chan, add the A, chane, add the D, chanade, and no E, chanade. Okay, so for our last few minutes here, let me come down to our extra practice and ask you, which one do you want me to do with you? My eyes are going to number 4 and number 8 and number 9, but let me see which ones you want. So yes, I will do number 8. 4, 4, 4, lots of 4s. Yeah. Okay, so 4 will probably, I'll do 4 and 8. Probably looks a little crazy because if we are all struggling readers in here, there is a high likelihood that many, if not most of us, have dyslexia also. I am a dyslexia therapist, so that's what I do. So I can recognize what dyslexia is and the types of errors that a dyslexic student will have and what they will make. And that's who I designed this program for. And if you are dyslexic, then sometimes, especially if you're hot, tired, or sick, B's, P's, D's, and Q's will trip you up. You have to like stop and think for a second. Okay, that's a B. Or sometimes like when you're driving and you're thinking right or left, right. It's that way. Just go that way. All right. Are you a pointer? Do you have to just like stop and think, oh, I write with my right hand, or this is left? You know, if it takes you a second to figure it out, that is an indicator that dyslexia could be the cause of your literary struggles. And so that's why number 4 might be difficult because there's 2 B's and a P right there. And so your brain might go, wow, what is that? And panic a little bit. So let's do that one together. So I recognize this reading hack. The AI says A. Here's an A that I have to circle. You know what? I'm going to make that neater. I'm going to try so you can see the next letter. I didn't do very much. It's not much better. Sorry, guys. I'm going to work on my drawing skills with a mouse. It's not easy. Okay, so AI, we already know it says A from last week. We already know this little hack right here. A, consonant E. E is silent. A is long, says its name. I have to figure this guy out. So I'm going to tap 2. 1, 2. No, one of them is not another vowel. So no, this is not going to say its name. It's going to say its short sound. Ah, it's regular sound. So now I can pencil read it. Sh, a, t, shate. At the a, shata. At the b, shatab. At the a, shatabe. And at the p, shatabape. I'll let you look at it without all those marks on it. Shatabape. Shatabape. All right, we're out of time. If you have to go, I'll understand, but I'm going to do number 8 real quick. I'm going to circle the vowels. Here is my AI. I already know it says A. Here's an A that's almost to the end. I know that says A, and that's going to say nothing. So I'm going to just decode this one straight through. K, O, A, S, A, M, T, A, T. Class same trait. Class same trait. Pay special attention to that TR and don't turn it into a chur. It's not class same trait. Class same trait. You are ablaze. Look down here. You'll notice that this A has a consonant with a silent D at the end. That's why that A says A. And I think next time, nope, but on the 26th, I think you're going to learn why that A at the beginning says And you are welcome. Thank you for saying thank you in the chat. If you have any questions, I have about 4 minutes after that you're welcome to unmute and stay with me. Otherwise, well done. Good luck on your homework, and we'll see you next time.